Everybody, it is Katie here with another Live and Learn, and this is going to be a sweet, sweet interview. I am so excited to have Dolores here. Dolores, tell us just a little bit about you and kind of your story and what you do.
Okay, well, first off, foremost, I'm a mother of four. My children are all grown up, but I've always loved baking. Baked for my family before I got married, then after my kids, everything. And, went to college, didn't pursue that avenue. But years later, I had the opportunity in 2003 to travel to England and live there for a period of time. My husband was had transferred there with work, and but it wasn't near the school. I always wanted to go to Cordon Bleu, but we were in Reading, which was like a 2-hour commute. And I'm like, okay, 2 hours, can I do this? And I thought, well, you know what? This is your one and only chance. If you want to do it, you've got to do it. So I remember, making the plan, and I would have to drive in England on the wrong side of the road with a steering on the wrong side, learn to do that, and drove to the train station, took an hour train ride to Waterloo, and then I connected onto 2 tubes. Then I had to walk 6 blocks to get to the school, Cordon Bleu. So it was definitely a commitment, but it was the best experience ever, the most exciting, funnest thing I could have ever done. It was fascinating. There were students from all around the world.
I bet.
Yeah, and I've never heard English spoken with so many different accents, which was so fun, but it was okay because we're all foodies. And so, once we brought up food, it was wonderful. It was challenging because I was taught by French chefs, which were wonderful, but they spoke with a very heavy English accent. And because the class was in England, they used English terminology. So it was tough, but I loved every minute of it. It was just learning techniques, all those fun things that you see on these cooking shows. I was learning them, so it was a lot of fun. And I graduated with I got their basic and then their intermediate and their advanced degrees there. And then I came back and I just started teaching. I love to teach, and I've taught all age groups, children, adults. I've taught at the college level. I just retired from Pima Community College. I was teaching there, and I taught, all their baking courses, their beginning baking, advanced baking, gluten-free, cakes, pies, chocolate, you name it. So I did it all. And now I've kind of, I've got 8 grandchildren and kind of slowed down a little bit. And so now I'm just kind of teaching for myself and for fun, where people will just say, come and teach me and my friends, and I'll go into their home and they'll pick a topic, which right now seems to be chocolate. Chocolate seems to be the big thing with the holidays. So I'm going to be going up to Gilbert, and I'll be teaching a class there. But it's a fun thing because I've had like anywhere from 2 to 7 students at a time, and it just becomes not only this learning experience, but this opportunity to interact and kind of a therapy session for women, because we just talk and visit and eat and laugh. And so I think I found my niche because I enjoy doing this. It's just fun. Yeah.
I love it. What an amazing experience to be able to go to school overseas and to, be able to collaborate with all different people from other places. That's just mind-blowing. How cool.
Yes, it was. And to be exposed with cuisine from their areas. I remember asking a friend, I was telling her I love kimchi. And so she brought me some. And this was from her country, and it's not like what we have here. This was very fermented and it was an experience. So it was really fun. And then being in London, you could go eat and every kind and any kind of food anywhere. So it was awesome.
Oh, I get the chills. I'm so jealous. So tell me, what is your favorite dessert to make? And you must have some pretty lucky grandchildren. Let me say that.
You know what? Let's see. My favorite dessert to make, I really have to say it's whatever I'm making or teaching at that time. Mm-hmm. What I like to eat, my favorite to eat. Okay, I remember making these in school. we were learning to make the French macaroon. Back in the day when they weren't even here in America. And I remember piping out these little rounds, and I'm like, what's the big deal? These look like a vanilla wafer. I don't know how this is going to be so good. Then we made ganaches, and we made pistachio fillings, and we put them together. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just awesome. And I remember coming home and making them for people, and they had never had them back then. And we're talking 2003. And it's been fun to see how they've come over here, and now they've just really taken off. I think Martha Stewart kind of brought them on with weddings and things like that. So,
absolutely.
And chocolate, because chocolate always makes everybody happy. Everybody loves making chocolate.
Right? I have never met a chocolate I didn't like.
That's
so
right.
Speaking of chocolates, how about a couple of quick tips for our mamas? Do you have 2-3 quick tips about working with chocolate?
Yes. Oh, actually I do. I teach a lot of different classes on chocolate, and with every class I always try to educate them about chocolate, because there's such a wide variety of chocolate. So I always say, go for the best quality that you can afford, because the better the quality, you're going to all this work to make this product, the better it's going to be. And the rewards are so worth it that, and I kind of educate them on what makes a good chocolate. And then I try to educate them as far as proper application for different chocolates, because like your milk chocolate or your white chocolate aren't really good for baking with. And
right.
Some people think that that's okay, I can use this milk chocolate. The problem is those have milk solids in them, and they tend to burn easier. Or if they think, okay, I'll use semi-sweet instead of unsweetened chocolate, they don't realize you're putting additional sugar into it. And so you're going to alter that formula, that recipe that you have. And then if you're going to, make good fine chocolates like we do, and that's the fun part, they need to learn to tamper. And I like to go over the science of why we do everything we do with anything that I make, because I feel like once they leave me, I want them to be able to know if something doesn't turn out, they can go back and think, okay, what did I do wrong? I know the science behind this. I know why this didn't work. I overheated it. I didn't cool it down enough, or whatever. So that's something I like to go over, make sure they know and feel comfortable with it. So,
awesome. Sounds like there's a lot. Sounds like there's a lot to learn. So you have 2 classes coming up, September 13th and September 14th in the Gilbert area.
Yes.
I will drop the link for anybody in the caption here for anybody that wants to check it out and join. And now it's kind of a long class, right? Can you give us just a couple of little tidbits about it?
Yes, it is a long class, because this isn't like, we're not all chocolate is good, but it's not just a simple fudge type thing. What we're going to be doing, I talk a little bit about chocolate again, and the science of it, a little bit about that. Then I teach them how to temper the chocolate. And we will be making chocolate ganaches for our different truffles. And I show them how to use, and I will have a variety of professional molds there, like Godiva. Their chocolates are going to be Godiva quality chocolates. And I've never been on this Zoom before, but I have pictures. I'll put it up, and you let me know if you can see this. Does that show at all?
Yeah, okay. I can see that real well.
Okay, so what those are done in a polycarbonate mold, and actually I teach the students how to paint their own truffles. Oh. So what's fun is that they're so unique. Every time you make something, you're making your own creation, and it's yours. And it's just really fun, because the possibilities are endless. And this is one where I'll teach them how to paint on the chocolate. Then the other thing that we're going to do in that class is I'm going to show them how to use transfer sheets. And I'll show another picture. These are transfer sheets that come in every variety, for every holiday, for every event. And these are kind of fun, because with those, it's a pattern that's already pre-made. And what we'll do, you'll put that on the surface of your chocolates. And if you've ever been into a chocolate shop and you see all those pretty flowers or butterflies on there, that's how they do that, but using these transfer sheets. And depending on the direction, other classes, the first ones, the 2 classes will be just the beginning classes, but other things, is these are more traditional truffles.
Oh, beautiful.
In those, and I can show them how to make the traditional truffles, but make them mass produce them so that you're not having to roll each one, and you just have to dip them, and then you get a little bit more uniformity using a mold, the polycarbonate molds. The other thing that is fun, ladies love to learn to make candy bars. Ooh. Why? Because you make your own kind of candy bar. You put whatever and as much of whatever in that candy bar as you want. And plus, I'll show you how to paint those. So people just love those. And it's fun to see after they're done, when they're talking, they're like, who am I going to give these chocolates to? And they go, well, maybe my husband if he's nice. Or no, these go in my drawer. But yes, we have a lot of fun, and there's just so many different things that we can do. But I'm looking forward to a good time. And it is a long time because, you know, they're pouring the chocolate in the molds. They're learning to put the ganache in there. They're sealing them. They're going to put them in a nice little box and the little papers. So these look professional. And the other thing I use, let me just show you this. When I said use the best chocolate that you can afford, I used, I'm particular to, this is a Calabo. It is a Belgian chocolate. And I use all that, the white, the milk, and the dark, because that's my favorite. So that's why I use it. But it's very mellow, and it kind of has some caramel notes to it. And it's very soft and creamy where it just melts in your mouth. But once the ladies learn, maybe they might want to go with a Valrhona or a Lindt or something else, which is fine. But this is a good place to start. And I will give them resources to everything that we use, where they can purchase it or whatnot, but it's always a good time.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And ladies, if you want some tips and tricks or how to be the coolest mom at your next holiday party, you have got to get with Miss Dolores. And that is going to be again on September 13th and 14th in the Gilbert, Arizona area. And I will post the link. Thank you so much, Dolores. It was great meeting you.
Well, thank you, Katie. You do a wonderful job. Appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.